Prince Harry has already packed his bags, and the situation in England is truly alarming. There is talk that Charles is practically on the verge of abdication, either naturally, we all understand, because of death, or simply because he has no more energy left. And look what the poor man has tried. It was his great dream to reign, and he could be known as Charles the Brief. Hopefully it will not be so, but the truth is that Harry is aware, William is aware, and the big problem, they say at the Crown, is not precisely that, but the situation of Kate Middleton, not minded you, her state of health, which we thought it was, but the state of the sentimental health of the Prince and Princess of Wales. There is talk that the divorce is gaining momentum, and there is talk precisely that this would be the main concern in the Crown. Charles knows that what he leaves behind could be a real hot potato like the Grand Prix. Logically, all this generates many comments and generates many uncertainties. We do not know what will happen with Kate Middleton, if she will hold the pull and be queen for 30 or 40 or 50 years, or if indeed Ross Hambury's case will be the one that ends her marriage. The truth is that in more than just the photographs, many experts point out that it is all a smokescreen, and that the real problem is not Kate Middleton's health, but Kate Middleton's marriage. That remains the real problem. Meanwhile, the British press, if you look at it, it's a real tearjerker, and it's a real embarrassment what they are doing. We have the case of OK Magazine, which points out that Harry and Meghan should extend an olive sprig, i.e. make peace with their family after the whole case of Kate Middleton, especially those photo editions have put the Welsh in the firing line. The Daily Mail does exactly the same, and surprisingly, Sam's British newspaper doesn't even hide anymore. He brings out an article that I do not quite understand why, saying the 4 times that the hypocrites of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry used photos passed by computer with photographic retouching. As we can see, we are making fools of ourselves. The monarchy is having a really bad time. What can we do? Let's dedicate ourselves to trashing a Harry who, yes, has broken his silence, has spoken to an American media, or at least a royal expert suggests so, and has pointed out something really delicate about the state of sentimental and family health that the British monarchy is going through. As we all know, Harry does not get along too well with his brother. His brother did not hesitate to receive her on his last foray into British territory. He even gave her a no for an answer. He told her he was too busy, and as they even point out, they accuse Harry of practically everything, both of Kate Middleton's illness and of Charles' cancer. Both William and Camilla seem to be united in a common front called the Duke and Duchess. Surprisingly, however, while many claim that Harry is interested in Kate Middleton after the controversy that has placed the Princess of Wales in the firing line, I am very struck by how the British press rages against Harry when really the one who could be blamed in all this is William. This is a William who has allegedly allowed his convalescing wife to engage in photo retouching, which I think is something no one believes, and especially that he takes the blame for it. But surprisingly, Harry has a message that is truly saddening in every way regarding what it has to do with the Prince and Princess of Wales. They say that Harry is very worried about Kate Middleton, that he is very worried even more after what has happened with these controversies. Logically, he lives thousands of miles away, and he says that people are concerned about my sister-in-law's health, you might say, and they put out a photograph that is altered, that is happening here. However, Harry doesn't feel in a position to ask for too many explanations, because he knows that he is not well received in England, and that especially the dealings with his brother is practically, come on, broken, it is practically nil. So much so that a royal expert has spoken to an American media outlet and said that not only is he worried about Kate, but he would also like to get closer. It had already been said that he wanted to travel more frequently to England for his children to spend time with their cousins. This logically required the authorization of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and it seems that, unfortunately, in the same way as last time, they do not want to see him. So the message to Harry is, I am worried about Kate, I am worried about my family, but I have the feeling that they have turned their back on me, and I have the feeling that if I make another attempt, it will end up happening again. Another attempt is going to end up with exactly the same thing happening. This position is given by the royal expert Christopher Anderson, who has spoken to US Weekly and who has precisely said that once there was a very good relationship, a friendship were practically like brothers. Therefore it is so Kate considered Harry her little brother. The truth is that Harry already feels that this affection no longer exists because the situation and the relationship no longer has nothing, absolutely nothing to do. So much so that, according to textual words, the relationship with Kate would be in a deadlock without any of the parties seems that it is willing to take the first step to try to give their arm to twist. This is what is sad, and this is what is dedicated on the part of Prince Harry. The situation, as we can see, is very sad, very disheartening. Let's see if hopefully it will not be like that. But if Harry has to fly urgently to England because the reports and the forecasts with Charles are really delicate, and the really sad thing in all this matter is that the marriage on the part of the principals of Wales could break up, and perhaps Harry is already aware of it. For that reason he knows that perhaps he should not stick his nose too much around the figure of Kate Middleton, because if Kate Middleton doesn't want to know anything about William, I imagine she wouldn't want to know anything too much about Harry either, or maybe she does, we'll see. After all, things are one way now, but we don't know how it will be as the years go by. I would not be surprised that in case of divorce, Kate would not have any relationship with William more than the strictly necessary, and she would have a relationship with Harry because there have always been sincere feelings between them, and this has been reflected in the press on countless occasions. Let's see how things evolve, but I am very struck by how the British press tells us fairy tales and rails against Harry at the same time as they do. Yes, much of the British press insists that Kate Middleton is fine, that Kate Middleton is expected back after Easter, that is, according to them, after various photo retouches, after various faked photographs. According to them, everything is fine. According to the British press, we have nothing to worry about, and it would not be far-fetched that in a few weeks, remember that they had spoken of Easter. Easter ends this March 31. That is only 2 weeks. We see Kate Middleton in public events, very much in love with her husband. Let's see how things evolve, but certainly long ago. And look, I have read a lot of the press, but I am sure that Kate Middleton will be back after Easter. I have read a lot of the British press to talk about this issue. The British press has long been living in another world, or simply does not do its job, or simply does not have any kind of impact or validity. It has long been the American press that gives us the news, and precisely the US Weekly today brings us this very interesting information that speaks neither more nor less that Harry has feelings for Kate. He is sad, he is sorry, even more after seeing the last movements of the Kensington Palace. But he feels that he is going to be hit in the nose, and for that reason he does not want to make any kind of movement. Let's see how things evolve. There is talk that Charles could abdicate in a matter of days, hours, weeks. It is a truly delicate situation, and the saddest thing of all seems to be that Charles, if he really abdicates, or if finally, God forbid, he dies, he will leave behind a completely broken family in every way. It is no longer that Harry gets on badly with William, it is that we are talking about the fact that even the great asset that the British always say, the great talisman, the great asset, so to speak, the British royal family, which is the Princess of Wales, who is Kate Middleton, could walk out. She could run away from the monarchy, because according to them what they are really trying to hide is not her illness, it is not her state of health, but it is that increasingly strong and firm feeling on the part of the Princess of Wales to separate the ways of her husband. It is a very delicate situation, and that logically leaves the monarchy in check. Really, William can be crowned king while he is divorcing Kate Middleton. Really, Kate Middleton could be, I do not know, the ex-wife of the King of England. That logically opens horizons hitherto unexplored in England. It is true that Charles had a "we are going to see how things evolve," but Harry is worried about Kate, and of course Kate is worried about her husband, and of course Kate Middleton is the biggest concern in England, and not only because of her health, but also because of the bad relationship she has had for some time with Prince William, who is said to have had several infidelities.